what kind of bird this is, 'cause I don't think.
I will not make age an issue of this campaign. I am not going to exploit for political purposes my opponent's youth and inexperience.
You know the trouble with me? I appeal to everyone who can do me absolutely no good.
Already started.
No, are we live right now?
We live.
No.
We live.
Okay,
We've been live
no.
ever since 5.
No, do the thing. Do the Good Morning Aurora thing. Oh no. He's gonna
Good
keep
morning,
going.
Aurora. Good morning, Aurora. It's the freestyle for ya.
Good morning, Aurora. Please let this stop. Please.
Jeanette says she wants to rap. So I was like, why? You already got a new cat in your house, kissing the mouse all down the carpet. And don't you know what? The dog just, not gonna say that, gotta keep it neutral. Can't use profanity on the mic. You tuning in to the best morning show. It's Jenettesplaining with the coffee flow. I'm your coffee bro, your barista. Don't you know what? Sprinkle you like spice on the pizza. We got BTP. I don't know what.
There are so many things that rhyme with BTP though.
All right. Good morning, Aurora. Good morning, Aurora.
Good morning, Aurora.
You are back once again on the, well, you know what? Let's be modest today. You're tuning into the second largest city's first daily news
Podcast.
And this is another episode of
Jenettesplaining.
Here on the most dedicated morning show in the world. I can say that.
Yeah, we're pretty dedicated.
I can.
Because we still do this for no money.
I can say that.
Click.
Can
Clink.
say that.
We just coffee clinked.
We did, but they're paper cups.
They're paper cups. They don't make a clink.
Good morning to Josue. Good morning to Ben. GAMS. That's right. GAMS, the Great American Morning Show.
That's us.
Yes, it
Apparently.
is. We got news for you guys today. We've got topics. We got things to talk about.
We got dogs of many varieties.
We got dogs. We got local politics. We got Snoop. And we have BT Pizzle.
BTP.
Good morning, everybody.
BT Pilla.
Brent the producer.
Brent the
in the
producer.
house with the flows. With the background beats for the flows.
With a bean laptop.
The bean smelling laptop.
The bean smell. We spilled coffee on it.
Good morning to you, Francis, as well. All right. So first things first, we want to say thank you to all of our fans, listeners, and subscribers.
Yes.
We want to say thank you very much, first of all, for all you guys who tune in.
Yep. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, whatever you were following us on.
Now we are going to get right into our topics and things that we are going to talk about today. The first of which, quite important, will be the info on the Dunham STEM Academy.
Dunham STEM Academy.
With that, right?
Yeah, so we've been following this story for a little bit now. And what happened is back in 2014, this really neat concept came about over at Aurora University, and they opened the school.
Word up.
And it was designed to be a STEM academy where 50 students from each of 4 school districts in Aurora would get pulled by lottery and get the chance to go to this school. And then they would also take the teachers from the various school districts, and they would spend some time learning some STEM, like how basically better techniques for teaching kids STEM. And then the teachers would rotate out of the schools every few years or so, and then supposedly spread their knowledge to the wider school communities, right? To all the 4 districts, including helping teaching other teachers what they have learned and so on. And then in the past couple months, every district and town seems to be giving up on this project for some reason. And we're starting to get more details now about why
Plug it in,
that
plug
might
it
be
in.
happening. Yeah, my computer just died, so that's great. So we're getting more details on what's happening with what's going on, and so the Beacon just had a story because this is now going to go for a vote in front of the West Aurora School District board, because all of the school districts that participate in this school now need to vote on whether or not they're going to dissolve the school and take the funding back. And one of the reasons that is coming out, everyone is saying that this school has been amazing for the kids. It's an amazing opportunity for the kids that get to go. But what we're hearing now from the school board, and maybe we can get that quote from Dr. Craig, the superintendent of the school board, is basically that this is not the teacher portion of it, where the teachers are supposed to go there and then come back to the school district. That part never really materialized.
Dr. Craig said that he said the governing board annually reviews the performance of the school. He told the West Aurora School Board that questions were raised in August about the accomplishment of the school's broader goals, which were in part to enhance the professional development of area teachers working at the school for a while and to prepare them to return to their school districts as educational leaders. He said that the students are doing well at the school, but that it was designed to impact instruction at the member school districts. Quote, many of our students do well in the STEM school. By most accounts, it is a unique experience for the roughly 45 to 50 students from each of our districts. However, he said, the school was never intended to be a standalone entity, end quote. It was a laboratory for perfecting new methods that could be used to further support STEM learning in the districts. That's also a cool thing.
Yeah. So this is a real bummer, I think, that this experiment appears to have not taken off to everybody's satisfaction. And, I'm not an educator, and so I don't want to act here like I know what is best, because we pay really brilliant people money to get higher education degrees in how to teach people and run school districts. But it does seem like an opportunity that we're going to miss out on as a result of this. So
it also says that each district currently spends anywhere from $480,000 to $525,000 per year on the school. Do you think that had anything to?
Well, sure, yeah. I mean, of course, there's operating costs involved with running any school, right? And the way that this was functioning was each school district kicked money into the school, each participating school district. And then Aurora University was also kicking in money. And then they also had like a ton of sponsors from the wider community, at least initially.
Yo, they checking.
And
they checking in from New York.
We got listeners from New York.
Yo, shout out to New York.
Hi, New York. We're really glad you're here.
Oh, it's so real. It's so real.
So basically, what it's an expensive proposition to run, and it just initially there was also a lot of support though from the businesses throughout the Aurora community that were are involved in like the STEM fields, right? So kids would get to go on field trips and things like that, and the proposal now, let's just move forward to what could be done going forward, right? The proposal now is, well, let's take that money and expand access to STEM classes in the various school districts and their home schools. Okay, fine. That's a good thing to do. I mean, I think we already teach kids math, right, in the schools.
Right.
But expanding the opportunities for kids to learn those connections to engineering and to technology and things like that that'll be great. And I am all for egalitarianism in education and making sure that all kids get the opportunity, not just the fun, and not just the kids who got pulled from the lottery. So that's excellent. But what I really want to see, like my hope, and I hope that parents will continue to advocate for this in their school districts. I hope the school boards are listening to this and saying, like, don't drop that component where kids are getting the opportunities to see these like real life examples and to get sponsorship and funding from partners, wider partners out in the community, right? So kids going to these companies and seeing STEM in real life.
Don't stop thinking about tomorrow.
Yes. Yeah. Cue Bill Clinton and the saxophone, right? Going back.
Right. Taking it back.
That
That actually wasn't Bill Clinton.
wasn't Bill Clinton?
No.
Doing the saxophone?
No.
That was his...
Far from it.
Was he just pretending? As my whole life...
He was covering it.
Whole life... Well, I know it's a cover.
No, Bill Clinton was covering that song. Because the song I was singing was not Bill Clinton playing a sax at all.
But he did that at his thing.
That may be. He was certainly covering.
Well, yes, he was covering. I'm not saying he wrote the song.
But you went to Bill Clinton though.
Yes, because
politics,
I
right?
am incredibly,
that's just politics.
Because I'm incredibly uncool. And my celebrities are politicians from the early '90s. I don't know.
Yeah.
But he did it was a whole thing. And then there's Hillary Clinton doing the Macarena, that ridiculous.
That was horrible.
That was awful, right? Like the 90s.
It was not as bad.
Our music, our politicians.
It was not as bad as George Bush playing drums with the delegation from Zimbabwe. As a matter of fact, yeah, it was
our politicians,
cringe.
Our politicians have gotten a little bit better with the music, right?
Cringe.
A little bit better with the music.
I think they've gotten better with knowing when their moment is if they meet a musician and they're a politician, right?
Yeah, maybe.
I mean,
you don't exactly see like Barack Obama releases his list of like people he loves like in music, but you don't see him like freestyling with Kendrick Lamar.
Exactly. Like Michael Jordan was an excellent basketball player. He sucked on the socks.
Yeah.
I mean, this is just
right. You don't cross over, guys.
Don't do it.
You've got your area of expertise. Stick to that.
Allen Iverson with a basketball. Great. Rapping.
Yeah.
Hit him with the womp womp.
Do we have to... Yes, that one.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right.
So you played your strengths.
All right.
Guys.
The time is 8:11 a.m. and you are listening to and watching Jenettesplaining, episode 5 on Good Morning Aurora, the second largest city's first daily news podcast. GAMS, baby. GAMS. All right.
What's next?
What's next is so. Here's the thing. I got a schedule I'd like to read.
A schedule?
I got a schedule.
Okay, go on.
There's a name. So River Edge has a schedule of events coming up.
That schedule.
And it goes as follows. Friday, July 9th, there will be One of These Nights, an Eagles tribute.
Tribute band.
Friday, July 16th, there will be Tusk, a Fleetwood Mac tribute
band.
Sunday, July 18th, there will be Snoop Dogg. And Twista.
I'm so excited that Snoop Dogg agreed to come back this season.
It's so real.
You guys are going to realize my dream of smoking with Snoop Dogg. This is going to happen.
It's not going to happen.
It's going to happen.
Real.
Don't doubt me, BTP.
It's so real. Now, so we have our friend Josue, who says that he kept his Snoop Dogg tickets. Shouts out to you, Josue.
Good for you.
Good for you, brother. Good for you. Good for you.
Them. Get yourself some new ones for this year.
Right. So it's going to be going down at River Edge Park.
But continue on with the schedule.
Yeah. Friday, July 30th will be Staying Alive, Bee Gees Tribute Band. Friday, August 6th, Hollywood Nights, Bob Seger Tribute Band. Friday, August 20th, Get the Lead Out.
Tribute band.
Or guess what band?
Guess what band?
Led Zeppelin.
It's Led Zeppelin. Yeah.
And Saturday, August 20th.
Because lead is spelled LED, guys.
Yeah.
That's your cue. You can't see that on the podcast.
Right, but you should
listening.
feel it. LED. Yeah. And then Saturday, August 28th is Poi Dog Pondering.
Which, of course, has never played Aurora ever before.
That's my first time hearing
except
about
for all of their times that they have played.
Really?
Yes.
This is my first time even hearing their name.
They've played the Paramount a few times. So, look, I'm not hating. Here's the thing about booking a space like River Edge Park is that it's so expensive to run the shows that they like. There's and you know, every music venue ever like across the country is just hemorrhaging money right now. Like it makes me so sad. So they like tribute bands, if you are of the younger generation that appreciates authenticity over anything else, you're probably not super stoked about the tribute bands from like the stuff that your dad listens to on 95.9 The River, right?
Oh, River Rock.
Right,
Oh, hell
exactly.
yeah.
So
it's all part of my rock and roll fantasy.
Our host is having quite a rock and roll fantasy here with the air guitar right now. But the thing is that these tribute bands, they are less expensive to book than the actual bands, and they still bring out like a whole lot of people who then, buy a lot of beer, and it makes a lot of money for the venues, and they are so hard up that you would have to excuse any booker right now for taking the safe acts.
Right. It could be Alvin and the Chipmunks.
Yeah.
It wouldn't matter. You know what I'm saying? Alvin, Simon, Theodore. Can y'all get on stage?
Or the Chipettes, of whom I am named after one of them. There was
that's right.
Jeanette the Chipette. Names are spelled differently. You're looking at me. Wait, did I just make a cultural reference that you don't know? Oh yeah, the nerdy one with the glasses and the ponytail. That's my Chipette.
Okay,
there.
I'm gonna YouTube that.
Okay,
after the show.
All right, yep.
Get up on my shit, cause
on your Chipettes.
The host can't know what. You got to be knowing too what's going on.
Yeah, because there's a whole other world of female chipmunks, right? The Chipettes. So, as always, we get less credit and are better.
The Chipettes.
The Chipettes.
I got you, my sister.
So anyway, support your local music park, because it's a really cool space that we are very lucky to have. But if you're not on board with the tribute bands, then go see Snoop Dogg, I guess, where I will be, and then hopefully at the after party and the after party and the after party.
Ben says, "What? No sticks, Hawkwind?" Sorry, that was my flashback to the Paramount circa 1974.
Whoa!
I'm sorry.
Going back.
The time is now 8:16 a.m. and you are listening to Good Morning Aurora, the second largest city's first daily news podcast. Shout out to Ben. And I'd like to say, hold on, wait a minute. Hey Ben, hold on. You know what? I want to say, got some thank yous real quick, and then we're going to get into the next news topic. No, we're not. Hold on. Let me start back over. So, for ticket information, go to River Edge Park's website at riveredgeaurora.com or call the box office at 630-896-6666.
Yes. And just the more, yep.
They ain't got a better number.
That's the phone number. That's the phone number, so that you remember. But there's the internet, so use that. And
right.
Just your reminder that the internet exists and you don't have to buy tickets on the phone.
Halo, what up, baby? Good morning to you.
Yeah, so support your local music park, and the more that they can make money this season, the more we'll see cooler stuff, hopefully, in the next season. And the way that bookings work is usually there's like a first wave of announcements and then further announcements later in the season, and it's just this is going to be one of those insane years for every music venue with like the last minute, like, oh, we can pull off a concert, let's do this one, and so we may see more additions and subtractions and just movement around during the season. Don't hate at it. Everyone is trying the best that they can with this insane
word
year
up
and the pandemic. Have some patience.
Yeah, don't be that person.
Just go to the music park, get really high and watch some fake Led Zeppelin and some Snoop Dogg. And I feel like that is
perky to your preference.
That is that is my recommendation for enjoying summer of 2021.
I agree. The time is now 8:18 a.m. and you are listening to Good Morning Aurora, the second largest city's first daily news podcast, and this is Jenettesplaining. Hit him with the Rodney.
You know the trouble with me? I appeal to everyone who can do me absolutely no good.
All right. So now let's move on. And I want to say good morning to Ben again. And I want to say thank you to the following subscribers: Ben, Kenny, and Ellen. Shouts out.
Yes.
Ben.
Ben.
Yeah.
And Kenny,
and Ellen. Yep.
Okay, because I was going to say Kelly, but that's not right. That's Ken.
You were mixing the two just based on sound.
Yes.
Is that dyslexia?
No.
No, that's not.
No,
Right.
that's a reading thing.
Okay.
No, my brain doesn't keep things straight this early in the morning. I'm still working through my coffee. What's our next topic?
Our next topic is the Fire Museum's meat raffle.
Ooh.
All right. The drawing's April 14th at 7 p.m.
Okay.
Shouts out to the Aurora Regional Fire Museum. All right. Tickets are $25 each. The drawing is going to be on April 14th at 7 p.m. There's 3 chances to win. There's a grand prize, the deluxe meat package, $370 value. Second place is the steak package, $75 value. And third place is the Griller's Delight.
Ooh.
Oh, that's what I said.
I do enjoy grilling.
Word up.
Usually eggplants, but that's fine.
Right.
I know I'm an outlier. Go get some.
No, shit. Grilled eggplant is delicious.
No, it's tasty.
Yeah.
So you can grill the eggplant and put it on top of your steak.
Word up.
Right.
You can do all that.
All of these are options.
All of the above. All right. So that's the Fire Museum piece of news that's going on. Also, Earth Day 2021. The Paramount Theater presents Earth Day on April 24th from 9 a.m. to noon. Meet at North Island Center for tools and vests. Stay as long as you like. North Island Center is located at 8 East Galena Boulevard. Use the hashtag EarthDay2021 to show your pride for our beautiful planet. Now, I will tell you this right now. You will be able to catch your favorite hosts.
Oh, are we doing this?
We
All
are.
right, we're doing this. We're going to go
it will happen.
tidy some stuff up for Earth Day.
Gerardo, what up?
I'm
Real
really
estate
excited
guy
for that.
Simon, what up? Jamerson, what up? A-Town Illa, what's happening? Checking them in. Good morning on the gram.
On the gram.
We're on the gram too live.
Hi, guys.
Quality Care Cairo. Shouts out. Small
Shouts
business right there.
That's right. So yeah, I'm really excited for Earth Day. Can I just Arbor Day follows straight after
Right.
all the holidays about the Earth because it's that time of year and it's lovely and my magnolia tree is in bloom and who else has just been really happy this week? Like just because everything is terrible, but you have flowers in your yard.
I come home and it's
like an explosion of color.
Holy cow, the tree with the pink and all that.
Yeah, that's
the magnolia?
If it looks like the one in my yard, then yes. You haven't been over since it bloomed. But yeah, it's
nice.
The really big pink flowers.
Yep, that's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they're not
we
technically
got the same tree. What up?
They're not technically flowers. Clink. Coffee clink.
Right.
So they're not technically flowers on a magnolia tree. Technically, those are a weird kind of leaf, I think, or something. Magnolias are super weird. But and sometimes they double bloom, so you might get another bloom in July. We always get a double bloom on ours. Yeah.
All right.
So
we got the double bloom going on. We've got Earth Day happening, and again, the day of Earth Day is April 24th is the day for the cleanup downtown, presented by the Paramount Theater.
Really quick though, how does that work? Do they just wander around downtown specifically, or do they just meet there and?
Well, my guess would be that we'll meet there and they'll give us some cool vests and then we'll just go pick up trash.
We'll go wandering,
all
picking up trash. Yeah.
All over the city, all the downtown.
Probably walking distance.
Gotcha.
Usually is how these work. So then we'll clean up, along the riverfront and get all the garbage and dodge the evil geese, whom I love, but are
the geese
evil.
get evil.
They do.
All right. Are you renewed for your SNAP benefits? Well, you should be. Yesterday, we posted a link to our friends with the Northern Illinois Food Bank who are reminding folks to check your mail and make sure that your SNAP benefits are renewed. Yesterday, we also posted the number and the link to go to that on our Facebook page. It is literally the next post down from this post right now. Please check that out. And the next piece of news that we've got are 2,500 Pfizer vaccinations will be available this Tuesday at the Fox Valley Mall.
Y'all know how much I love vaccinations.
Exactly. We've been telling you guys about this for a while now. But you must log on today at 2 p.m. to try to get a link to make an appointment. They're usually gone in the first 15 minutes. You must live in Aurora. You can go to the Facebook page of Aurora Business United or the City of Aurora's Facebook page for information.
Yeah.
Also,
So
free pop-up food pantry. My bad. Hold on, sister.
No, that's
Hold on,
fine.
my
I was
sister.
just gonna offer people more options for finding out
Give us
about
more
vaccines.
options. Claps. Where the clap? Hit
So,
him with the clap.
Because here's the thing.
Yes.
Because here's the thing. If you sign up for the city of Aurora, props to the city of Aurora for being on top of the the text notifications about vaccine appointments, because they have even started notifying people about vaccine appointments in other places.
Right.
So I was able to get a friend a vaccine in Plano or something this week. So it, if you're willing to travel too, they'll let you know where all of the options are. So you can go to the City of Aurora's website, sign up for the text alert. I think it's called Aurora Alert. The city's website is really confusing when it comes to the Aurora Alerts and the update Auroras and the many, many things all named Aurora something. But Aurora Alerts is the text messages. And then you will get text messages. You'll also get other annoying ones probably.
Right.
But the vaccine ones are super important. So sign up for it. And then also you get road closures and stuff like that occasionally. So.
Go get your shots. We're live on Instagram too. Shouts out if you're tuning in on the gram. Okay. There's also a free pop-up food pantry at Sacred Heart Church today. Sacred Heart's located at 755 Fulton Street in Aurora. It's at 3 p.m. This is going to be a drive-through, no contact pop-up. Shouts out to Sacred Heart Church and all of those involved in such a great endeavor. The time.
Fabulous. Yes, I love seeing churches doing, the work
I do too.
of the church and feeding people and whatnot.
The time is now 8:26 a.m. and you are listening to and watching Jenettesplaining on the second largest city's first daily news podcast. Hit him with the clap, baby. Hit him with that.
We're really having a lot of fun with this morning.
Sound effects. That's what real.
Yeah, that's the live audience in the era of COVID that we've crammed into this this studio.
Right. You know they ended with 100 people, right?
Yeah, totally.
All right.
Don't tell the governor.
All right. Next news item. Real quick, you guys. Get this to you. The funnel cake fundraiser.
Ooh,
so
I love funnel cake.
Yep. Our friends of the Fox Valley United Way are teaming up with Windy City Amusements. So this month and next month, May, Thursday through Sundays, from noon to 8 p.m. in the parking lot, 900 North Lake Street.
Okay, that's Northgate.
Word.
Right?
Yep.
Okay, so we go to Northgate Plaza.
Yes. Funnel cakes,
we
fried
get some funnel
Oreos, and Twinkies.
Oh, God. So we go to Northgate Plaza. We get some diabetes. But we support a great cause.
But you support Fox Valley United Way, which does a lot of good stuff.
Yeah, the United Way is amazing because what they exist to do is basically be a one-stop shop for funding other organizations in town. So, you donate to the United Way, and then they are able to distribute those funds to all kinds of organizations that you care about, and it really is very helpful for those organizations to have a steady stream of funding. So
right.
Yes, and funnel cake. So I am a big fan of fair food.
Do you like your funnel cake powdered or unpowdered?
Ooh, definitely powdered, or with the cinnamon sugar mix. Either one. Oh, speaking of fried dough options too, Art and Market is this weekend at Society 57.
That's
is
right.
that on the list? I don't know if that's on the news list, but I'm telling you
on the
about
news
it.
list, yep.
Now we're skipping. Sorry, I'm throwing off the rotation. So Art and Market is this weekend at Society 57 on Saturday. It's 9 to noon.
Yes.
And the deep fried dough connection is that Dick's Mini Donuts is always there, and it always smells amazing. And I buy mini donuts for all the baristas at the cafe, and we just gorge on fried dough covered in sugar. So, but it's also all of the not all, but a good portion of the farmers market vendors that you see there. So if you are a person who likes to buy very hyper local meats and fish, and there's a flower vendor, and then they have some artists there selling stuff too. So it's an amazing time. Come out. I'll probably be there.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. And then there is a community blood drive being hosted by the Fox Valley United Way as well.
Fabulous.
It's called Giving the Gift of Life. That'll be April 15th from noon to 6 p.m. at 1240 North Highland Avenue in Aurora. There is a link for a sign up, and that has been posted the last 2 days. I'll post that again for you guys in this detailed description of our show. Saturday, April 10th, City of Aurora is hosting another electronics recycling drive-through event, which will be held from 8 a.m. to noon. The location is 201 North River Street, and it's open to Aurora residents only. ID is required, and all residents must register.
Yeah.
Your cousin Jimmy, who knows whoever, is not going to be sufficient.
No, you got to register. Not going to
be sufficient.
But your cousin Jimmy can probably put some things in your car, and then you can go if you're the Aurora resident. You got to register.
Word up.
Are they taking TVs? Did they mention the TVs?
They are taking TVs.
Because the TVs are tricky, to get recycled. So.
All right. And then there's there's SBA news to give you guys quick updates. So PPP deadline has been extended to May 31st.
Oh, that's fabulous.
Of this year. Yes, it is.
All
President
right.
Joe Biden signed the PPP Extension Act of 2021 into law, extending the Paycheck Protection Program an additional 2 months to May 31st.
All right.
We get the claps for that,
We
baby?
get the claps.
Yeah, hit the...
There we go.
Yeah.
Okay. So, yes, if you are unfamiliar with the PPP, it's the Paycheck Protection Program.
Right.
If you're a small business and you are eligible, it's a forgivable loan. So, it's a loan, but so long as you actually do the things that they tell you to do, they'll forgive it and you don't have to pay it back. It can cover payroll costs for your employees. So, and other essential business functions to keep you going as this pandemic continues to drag on.
Right.
It just keeps going.
All right. The SBA defers all disaster loan payments until 2022. They announced on March 12th that extended deferment periods for all disaster loans until next year. The SBA will extend the first payment due date for disaster loans made in 2020 to 24 months from the date of the note and to 18 months from the date of the note for all loans made in calendar year 2021.
Fabulous. So where can they go for more information on all that?
Well, I got 2 more. I'm going to do them quick.
Oh,
though.
my God.
Damn.
There's so much going on. If you're a small business, you should be listening to this all right now.
Yes, you should.
Keep
All right,
going.
here we go. The Shuttered Venue Operators Grant application is open. The U.S. SBA will begin accepting applications for the SVOG program on Thursday or yesterday. So interested applicants can go to the application portal in anticipation of the program open date, sba.gov. And if you sell food or drinks, there is a grant coming up called Restaurant Revitalization Fund. There is no date for this fund yet, but it will have priority groups, 51% owned by one or more individuals who are women, veterans, or socially or economically disadvantaged. The business should have been in operation 2019 and have not closed permanently. Please visit sba.gov for more information.
And a lot of times these programs that are economically disadvantaged too are based on zip code too, or geographic area. So be sure, even if you're well, I don't know if I qualify for that, just at least go check it out and see.
Right. Word up. I was thinking.
What were you thinking?
Should people run for stuff?
For stuff?
Yeah. What?
Like offices?
Yeah.
Uncontested offices?
Yeah. What is your?
That were all over my ballot on Tuesday?
Do you have an opinion?
I do. As it so happens, I do have an opinion about this. So, for the 5 people who actually voted on Tuesday in Aurora, you may have noticed that your ballot was sad. It was a sad, sad ballot. So I was working I'm a Kane County election judge. God help me. It's a 15-and-a-half-hour day. And during that 15-and-a-half-hour day, 105 people voted at my polling place. So that's not good. That's 10 an hour or something like that. It's sad.
Dismal.
I was so bored, you guys. And it was 77 degrees and beautiful outside. And I was stuck inside a banquet hall, helping almost nobody vote. So, like the death of democracy. Thank you, womp womp trombone.
Right.
So
it was a perfect womp womp moment. Baby.
It was super sad. And so, this is the time of year now where the clerks come out and they say, oh, this is so pathetic, nobody votes. And then the newspapers come out and they say, oh, this is so pathetic, nobody votes. And they go to the voters and they're like, why don't you all vote? And the answer, I mean, there's lots of reasons. There's always voter access issues, although, we've expanded early voting and mail-in voting in this area. And so, there's only so many ways that, look, we haven't tried my democracy sausage idea from Australia, and I feel like we need to revisit the idea of letting people set up hot dog shop, stands outside of the polling places.
Right.
But there's only so many access issues that and barriers that, and without going into the whole Georgia disaster that's going on this week, voting rights in Georgia, there's only so many things you can do to take barriers out of the way if people really just don't care, right? If nobody cares. And why does nobody care? Because there's nothing exciting on this ballot right now. So, or there wasn't on Tuesday. So, on my ballot, I had, there were over a dozen different races to vote in. Mm-hmm. And of those, only 3 actually were contested races where I had a choice between people. So the mayor's race, which we've talked a little bit about on this show, there was a race there. The alderman at large race, which Mayor Irvin won. Again, the alderman at large race, that was a contested race, and that was Warman was the winner.
Ron Warman won.
Yep. That, yeah. And the Wabansie Community College Board, there was a contested race there. And everything else was, in my district, on my ballot. So the Ward 2 race, nobody ran against Alderman Garza. Township supervisor, there was a Democratic primary, but the Republicans haven't bothered to run anybody in the township in years because it's a heavily Democratic area. That's the township supervisor, the township clerk, the township assessor, the highway commissioner, the trustees, all of these elected officials, which I don't even know that we actually need the township, but whatever, they're there. So, and nobody voted for them or had anyone ran against them. The Fox Valley Park District, they have an at-large position where there were no candidates, so a write-in candidate ended up winning that. The library board, there were only 5 candidates to run for 7 seats. The regional school board, there was no candidate for 1 seat and only one candidate for 2 seats in another seat. The East Aurora School Board, there were only 2 candidates for 3 positions. And the Water Reclamation District, one fella named Brown ran uncontested to clean the poop out of your water. And I just can't get over the poop joke that's inherent in a guy named Brown running for the poop district. But anyway, but good for you, civil servant Randall Brown. I'm really, really happy that someone did run. But there's no contest. And if there's no contest, there's nobody talking about the issues, the very real issues that face the school board, that face the Water Reclamation District, that face the library. Like there are things happening in schools and in libraries and in townships and all of these small units of government that really affect our everyday lives. And nobody is talking about them because nobody is running for anything, right? So, we have a newspaper. The newspaper sometimes covers some of these things. I don't remember the last time the newspaper went to, a water reclamation district meeting or a park board's meeting or anything like that, right? Because our newspapers, even our reporters who care deeply, are just drastically underfunded, underpaid, don't have the resources to be able to cover all these things, right? So the people who are the most vocal are the ones who are paying attention, running for these offices, and then going around during campaign season going, do you know what's happening on the library board? Do you know what's happening in your school district? This is crazy and it needs to be fixed, and nobody is doing that. So nobody in our community is hearing about the issues that are facing all of these boards that affect your schools and your libraries. Are we playing the clip? Don't play the clip.
You know the trouble with me?
No.
I appeal to
No,
everyone.
wrong
Oh, not totally went
BTP
left.
fired. Going again?
Totally the wrong.
He's not fired.
The whole
We don't pay
move.
him.
I will not make age an issue of this campaign. I am not going to exploit for political purposes my opponent's youth and inexperience.
The Reagan.
Yeah.
The Reagan bomb. So, but let's talk about inexperience for a school board race or a library board race or all of these things. Guess what? You don't need experience. Like, nobody knows what they're doing on these things. You learn about the issue, and then you run, and then you just do it, and then you learn, and you figure things out, and you try to do it better.
But surely, I'm with you. I'm with you. But surely, even the slightest grain of administrative background would be.
It would be really helpful if the people who ran for things knew
Barber,
how to run
if you
things.
go from Barber to King County Board Chair, certainly that would be.
Look, yeah, I want really.
Shout out to all the barbers who want to get politically involved.
Right. I really want smart people who care about their communities to run for things. That's it. That's actually what I was going for. And whatever walk of life you come from, you're probably smart enough to do this.
Absolutely.
If you put in the time to learn about the issues.
And if you care.
And I think that my point here is that it's almost a caring is like the number one thing that we need in this community right now. More than experience is we need people who actually give a flying patoot, since I'm not allowed to swear this early in the morning on this show, about these issues. So rather than lambasting all y'all who did not vote on Tuesday because you did not know that there is an election, I want to give you some concrete steps to actually run for things next time around. So the consolidated election happens every 2 years, and it's all of these positions we talked about. It's mayor and alderman, and that's kind of like, those are some pretty big jobs, but like it's also like park district board and library board and regional school board. Do you all know what the regional school board does? Probably not. Homelessness education is one of them. But like a lot, they do, like there are all of these boards that are totally accessible and important and like that affect your everyday life, that affect what you can like what programs and services are offered by the library and how equitable it is for people to get access to the library, right? Or the quality of the schools that you send your kids to, right? Yeah. Which then in turn affects like the whole quality of your neighborhood because of the way that we fund local property taxes, fund schools, and then it turns into this really unequal disaster. So I don't care if you don't know anything about these issues now, you all have 2 years. This is my rallying cry to the listeners of this show. And by the way, if you listen to this show, you already have more information than most of the people in Aurora, right? Because we're actually like talking about things and we're meeting people via this show
with a link that actually exists,
to the information.
And we're probably going to be there volunteering, Canevax, all of it.
If you are listening to this show, consider yourself an informed Auroran.
And thank you very much.
Oh yes, also that. But I want you to go look at your sample ballot, even if you didn't vote this past week, and start to understand what are all the things that you could be running for. Because if you can vote on it, like if it's on your ballot, you can run for it. Right. And then I want you to and to find your sample ballot, you go to your county clerk's website. So, Kane County Clerk, Google Kane County Clerk's sample ballot. Right. It'll come right up. Like you just type in your name. and your address and your ballot comes up, I want you to look at all of those races that had nobody running for them, and then I want you to consider, what is the thing I care about here?
Right.
And then I want you to run for something. So there are lots of books. I'm in the middle of reading a book called Run for Something by Amanda something or other. I just had her name up right now. It's a and I can't log into my computer because that's our podcast. Amanda Littman. And she the author of this book, Run for Something, she worked on the Hillary Clinton campaign back when that was a thing. Mm-hmm. And so it takes a really progressive bent, but I think that it's kind of a useful rallying cry for basically anybody who really cares about like their local issues. And if you if you are in, this is not running for Senate. This is not running for like the U.S. House of Representatives. You do not need $1 bajillion. You probably need like $5, like to make some like postcards or something. It's really not, and you'll get to meet all kinds of cool people, and you'll get to like learn how your local government works. Run for something.
But
I am telling you right now, my personal invitation: go run for an office.
I am also telling you, run for something. Mm-hmm. I'm just adding.
Yes.
That when you knock on doors, when you canvass, be firm in whatever it is you're standing on.
Yeah.
Don't come to the door with the wishy-washy, oh, well, it's complicated. Nah.
No. Here's what you're going to do.
What is, right.
You're gonna
even I don't know is a good answer.
Yeah. Here's what you're going to do. You're going to look at your sample ballot.
That's
you're going to go, I care about this thing.
Exactly.
Right. And then you're going to learn everything about it. And then you're going to go knock on doors and say, I'm running for this thing. And I think we should do XYZ.
Because I got a front porch now.
Yeah.
And if you come knocking on the door, you can have a seat. We can shop it. I got time to listen.
I got a front porch too. It's got a smelly stray cat on it at the moment. Long story.
Right. Mine got flowers. Did yours have flowers?
Yeah, but it also has a smelly stray cat. Yeah. So do we want to move on to the pet issue? Okay, so
run for something.
Run for something.
All right.
That's your homework for the next year. Yeah. Find something to run for a year or two.
Yes, yeah. So you have time. You have 2 years before the next election, for the next consolidated election.
I want all of you to listen to the sound of my voice about what we're going to read next. Aurora aldermen on the Rules, Administration and Procedures Committee, RAP, got their first look this week at a proposed regulatory ordinance concerning the sale of animals that is possibly a one-of-a-kind measure. But at least one committee member said the proposed ordinance regulating sales of dogs, cats, and rabbits in the city is not what Aurorans want.
Okay. So here's the tie-in to the stray cat, right? That's on my front porch. Named Pascal, and if you want a cat, I have this extra cat for you. Just let me know.
Now we're selling cats on Friday.
And we're not selling.
We're giving away.
Well, yes, to someone who's willing to get this thing neutered, and because we don't sell pets.
We don't. Oh yeah, that's right.
Right. So that's what this ordinance is all about, right? And give me the look.
No, I was giving myself the we can't be telling people to give pets, Curtis. What's wrong with you? We don't sell animals on this show.
We don't sell animals on this show. We rehome animals in need of good homes.
Exactly.
And so the pet sales ordinance is back before the Rules Committee. And this is the ordinance we have talked about previously on this show that would ban commercial pet sales in pet stores.
Correct. Yep.
And if you are like me and are for some reason on every political text message thing ever, you've probably gotten text messages saying like, no, the ban on pet sales is horrible, and we love puppies and want to sell them, and that somehow us selling puppies doesn't like create a puppy mill issue. Guess what it does? So but there's lots of political what's it called when you go and harass the politicians, and you pay someone to go harass the politicians? Lobbying. There's a lot of lobbying happening around this pet store issue. So the ordinance that is being considered would ban commercial pet sales in pet stores, and this is designed to stop the demand for puppies from puppy mills, and these horrible living conditions of these dogs that can basically stand up in their cage but never have to be let out of their cage their entire lives. Right. That's your puppy mill's mom is in this cage for her entire life, just being bred over and over and over again. And like, if you've ever been a pregnant woman, like, maybe just think about it from that perspective. Like,
right.
Nobody wants to be pregnant their whole lives. So, so there's now we're starting to get into all this politics or this political lobbying where it's clouding the basic issue of, do pet stores contribute to puppy mills? And I just want to review a couple of the organizations that have said, yes, absolutely. If you should be able, if you are ever buying a puppy, you should have access to that puppy's mother and see the conditions that she is living in directly.
Right.
So the ASPCA has come out very much in favor of these bans on commercial pet sales in pet stores. The Humane Society of America has come out in favor of these kinds of ordinances, like the one that we're considering now that would ban these sales. Pause Chicago, which is the big no-kill attempt in Chicago to with the shelters and all that, they're in favor of these. So don't let a whole bunch of lobbying confuse this issue, right? If you cannot see the mother of the dog that you are considering buying, you do not know the conditions that she is living in, and they are probably worse than you would ever provide for your own pet.
After 4 months of studying regulations, Alderman Patty Smith of the 8th Ward said 95% of emails from Aurorans to committee members favor a humane pet ordinance, similar to what hundreds of cities across the country have passed, including neighboring Naperville. Quote, what was set before us today was a regulation ordinance, but I want to see a humane ordinance, a choice. It's what our residents have been asking for, end quote. A regulatory ordinance provides the potential for pet stores to continue to sell animals through a retail setting, albeit in a highly regulated atmosphere, while a humane ordinance in effect bans the retail sale of animals, although it allows stores to partner with rescue organizations or shelters.
Yeah. And even that that allowance, so sometimes you'll see this at PetSmart or whatever, right? They'll do they'll have pets there for adoption, right, from the various shelters. Even that can be exploited sometimes, right? Sometimes you'll see quote unquote fake rescues pop up, and they're really just a cover. But just because the people are exploiting loopholes doesn't mean that putting the law in place in the first place isn't a good step forward, right? We're talking steps forward to a more humane society.
I remember where I grew, well, not far from where I grew up. I remember there was, I don't know, a bunch of guys were getting arrested by cops outside of a school. And the school had been abandoned, but they were in there. It was like a dog breeding and fighting factory.
Of course,
and I remember I was really young, and I remember thinking to because all I saw was people being arrested at a school, and it wasn't a school day. And I remember asking my dad, what's going on? He was like, oh, they're not fighting dogs. And I was like, what? And that was my first, even, that was my first thought of something with a dog other than just lovable animal
being a cuddly guy hanging out in your bed with you,
or protecting your house. My neighbor's dog down the street was a mean dog,
sure,
I never even dreamed that people would be fighting animals in confined spaces, which is not what we're talking about, but I think we are speaking about humanity and the end of cruel treatment to animals is kind of universal.
Yeah. So it's I am an optimist on the really, really grand scale, and like to believe that we're headed towards a society that treats the least among us, with some kind of humanely, and that's in all manner, right? Like, so there's this like arc of humanity, right? This is the arc of society, of humanity, that like Martin Luther King Jr. is talking about, and he's talking, right, like we bend towards justice, and I don't want to conflate like the civil rights of humans with like the rights of animals. I think like that's not
no, this isn't
that's not that, but when you start thinking about and the grand scale of things, all of life, right? When you approach all of life with like, what if dignity, what if like care, like what if like love, I think when you start when you can have empathy for animals, right? You can have empathy for anybody, and all of society gets better. Yeah. Right. So I don't know.
The time is 8:54 a.m. and you are listening to Good Morning Aurora, the second largest city's first daily news podcast. This is another episode of Jenettesplaining. And the link that the article that we're talking about has been posted in the chat. Yep. About the city council's RAP committee meeting.
Yeah, so shout out to Alderman Patty Smith for loving cute furry animals.
Yeah.
And
word up. Shout out Alderman Smith. So what's next?
So we talked about dogs.
We did.
We talked about Snoop Dogg.
We did.
We talked about, did we cover everything? Is that our day?
I think we covered everything.
Okay, we told people to go run for office.
We did.
Yeah.
And we got 5 minutes.
Oh shoot! Are you gonna freestyle again?
Hit the beat.
Oh no!
Hit the beat.
No!
Hit it.
What did I do?
Hit the beat.
All right. We should probably, before we do that though, tell people about some of the ways that they can support the podcast.
I can do both.
Okay. All right. Are we gonna do that as a freestyle?
We are.
Oh.
Yes.
I have established a challenge.
Yes.
Of which I will take no part.
No, you have to.
No.
You have to. What are you talking about?
Oh, no. Got the beat going. Gonna tell people about the ways they can support the podcast.
How they can find us. The sun won't blind us. www.goodmorningaurora.com. It's the bomb.
If you go to the advertise page, you can learn all about how to get your business a shout out. Oh, see, I did it.
You did it. You did it good. We're the best podcast in your neighborhood. East, west, down, and to downtown. Don't you know? It weighs more than 10 pounds. It's 8:56, and we are in the mix.
I've totally lost it.
But I found it. If you want to reach out to us, you can hit the SUBS subscribe button and get to know us. You can flow us and show us your history and your facts. Don't you know we sharp like an axe, but we not chopping down trees. It's Earth Day, and you know May 11th, Good Morning Aurora's birthday, so get ready to party. We're gonna be at McCarty Mills with no Bacardi, because they got craft beer, liquid love, and Pollyanna. Pollyanna. Y'all want some more? I tell you what, here's a good store. It's called Endiro. You can go in there, but you can't buy a gyro. No sake sauce and no fries. You can do what you want to do in your own eyes. Let's uplift y'all, run for something, and play basketball. Yeah, BTP on the mix. We got 2 and none for you, like Twix.
He's still looking at me like I've got anything. And I don't got a thing. Except to say that if you check us out on the websites, you can learn more about us. And then tell us what's happening in Aurora. And then we'll talk about it here on the podcast.
Spotify and iTunes. Make the Smoke in the room, yeah, that's how we do it. We flow like fluid. It's like Nike, we just do it. Shout outs to the Alive Teen Center. You can walk in when the door says enter. We cold like winter. Pull me out your finger just like a splinter. But don't handle the wood wrong, cause you know what, coming in with a good song. That's how we do it. That's how we do it. Yeah. Okay. I think we will end it there. Go or die, get your hair did. Yeah. You gonna do some alternative too?
Oh no.
Good morning, Aurora.
Oh no. All right. Here's where we cut it.
All right, yeah, that's enough.
All right.
Do the sign off. Do the sign off.
We're doing the sign off.
So we appreciate all of you guys, all of our fans, listeners, subscribers for tuning in. As you guys know, we appreciate you all very much. Check out the show on your preferred podcast platform. Get to know us. Again, visit the website at goodmorningaurora.com. Send us an email for any ideas, people
Things
that you
want
think
us to cover on the show. If you've
people
got
you
news.
think we should interview.
Yep.
News, things like that at goodmorningaurora.com.
And if you want to reach our hyper local and engaged audience, this is where I do the commercial, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can reach out to us at goodmorningaurora.com/subscribe or /advertise,
right.
And you can start hearing your business, your local Aurora business on our podcast.
You can replace
We might
my
flow.
voice.
We might
with
flow.
Yeah,
Please do.
We could flow your ad right here.
Yeah, we might flow your ad. We might.
And then our listeners will listen to it.
Yep. And then also subscribe to the YouTube channel. We appreciate all of our recent subscribers, Ben, Kenny, and Ellen. Much appreciated.
Hi, guys.
You guys. Also, real quick, next week is going to be a tad bit different. It's Financial Literacy Month, and next week we will have a guest, Michael Rayford, on the show. Hit him with the claps. Yeah. Michael Rayford will be on the show to talk to us, and that day we will start the stream a little bit later. We're working out the time with him. Also, Wednesday, the news in Spanish with our dear friend Noelia Ruiz of Bobansi
Noticias en Español.
SBDC. Yep.
Fabulous.
And then something else comes great for you guys next week, but I'm not going to shout that out. You'll see it when you see it. All right. Other than that, I hope that you guys have a great weekend. BTP, any words for the people?
I think you guys got it. You guys got it.
All right.
Word up. Word up.
Have a great weekend, Aurora.
Peace.
I appeal to everyone who can do me absolutely no good.